it's time to get freaky again with those guys over at Film Seizure. And this week, it's the erotic thriller Jade, only on Sexy September.
Oh yeah, that's it. You heard right. Today's episode from Film Seizure is 1995's Jade.
Jade.
Yeah. This is week 3 of Sexy September, everyone. And this one wasn't as sexy as we had hoped.
No.
Yes. Geoff is doing his Linda Fiorentino impression over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much. You want to do the whole episode in monotone like this?
I guess.
Like, wow. So let's talk about the movie
Yeah,
the style of Linda Fiorentino's acting style.
You can just, I guess you can just put it in my butt.
Yeah. I like it always.
Yeah.
I really like to get fucked.
Yeah, wow.
I did not know that having an affair was a crime in California. You will lose 50%.
Probably.
Yeah.
No, this
I think he was the rich one, though.
This movie's on me. I'm sorry. This was actually the last two are on me.
Color of Night had to happen.
Color of Night had to happen.
It had to happen.
Just because it's notoriously bad. This is just not good, but it's an enjoyable watch.
There are some moments that are really funny that are not intentionally funny, if you know what I mean, right? So yes, we actually laughed out loud several times watching this movie, but at things that were supposed to be tense and serious. So it's one of those kind of movies. So in that sense, we maybe did enjoy this one more. But if I honestly had to watch one or the other again, it would be Color of Night for sure.
But now here's the thing: Color
I'd
of Night's
probably
like a
rather,
half an hour.
I'd probably rather, if I had a third choice, take the gun though.
Right.
Yeah.
Take the easy way out.
Yeah.
So
this is a lot shorter than Color of Night too. Yeah.
Right. That's what I was about to say. I think you would give up the hour and 45 or the 95 minutes if we watch the non.
God, there's a good hour of Color of Night that could just have gone in the trash can. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing could go in the trash can, but you know what I mean.
Just we have this film completed. It's in the can. All right, I'm just gonna throw it away.
We did talk about like the 10-minute cut of Color of Night. I think right. It would be the perfect movie.
Yeah.
But all right. So Jade, why does this movie exist, Geoff?
Okay, so here's the thing. In 1994, Linda Fiorentino was in a movie called The Last Seduction,
which I don't know that I've seen.
I have seen it.
Is she as flat and uninspiring and unsexy in that as well?
Well, no, she was. I mean,
she's a little sexier.
She was sexier in it because that was kind of the true follow up, if you will, to Basic Instinct, which is what all these fucking movies are trying to be. That were next week's is a little different, but okay, so. So pretty much between, now we've got this person who is in this other erotic thriller, and we're trying to be, Basic Instinct. Let's just make this other movie. Oh, Joe Esterhaus has another script.
He's got a script? It's set in San Francisco? Whoa.
Set in San Francisco.
It's got
sexy.
Cops and sexy and deviant sex.
Yeah.
What?
Boobs.
What? I mean, that's a hit.
Right. Absolutely, it's a hit. So they say, okay, well, who else we got? William Friedkin will make this movie?
Oh, my God.
He's the guy who made The Exorcist.
They're already counting the dollars. Yeah. Oh, they're so excited.
Right. But it doesn't do shit.
Well, what's interesting is it feels to me like some really talented people got some real bad stench sniffs off of this script. Even before it started getting made. I mean,
and even before that one guy got his face crammed into Linda Fiorentino's crotch.
Yes.
He got some sniffs.
He did. He got some sniffs. Because let's see. There was a lot of people who turned, like Warren Beatty turned down the lead role. Who else? Kenneth Branagh was offered the Chaz Palminteri role, turned it down. Julia Roberts and Sharon Stone also rejected this movie.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in time, Sharon Stone's probably looking at doing Casino.
Yeah, she's definitely kind of moving away from the erotic thriller. She's already done Sliver, I think, at this point too, right?
Yep.
So it's probably like, I don't want to keep doing the same movie. Pretty smart move.
Yeah.
She would have been so much better than
but it's the same. It's basically the same character. We'll get into the insert plot here part in just a moment.
Yeah. But anyway, the point I'm making is that I think maybe this wasn't necessarily the wonderful script people thought it was.
It feels like this is just something that, like, Joe Esterhaus just, like, he had to take a really bad shit one day, and he just was, like, in the bathroom, and there's, like, I'm guessing he's got, like, a little tablet next to the toilet, and he picks it up with his little pencil, and he starts writing it, and then he has, like, one big push of a big giant turd, and then he was done, and he put the tablet back down, and he's like, I'll sell this probably for $1 million. And he did.
Yeah, he did. Oh yeah, I mean, I think $2 million, right? Something
I don't know.
like
It was more than this movie made.
Well, he swore it off, right?
Right. No, he sold a script.
Yeah.
Then William Friedkin came in and made a bunch of changes.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
I want my name taken off this. And Paramount was like, nope.
I think what happened was, according to the Wikipedia anyway, they settled. Paramount gave him kind of like a deal. He said, we'll buy your next few scripts or something for $2 to $4 million is what it says. This is interesting to me, though. Apparently, there is a William Friedkin quote of him saying that it was one of his favorite films he had made. He later wrote the movie had a terrific cast, a wonderful script, great locations. How could it miss? Well, it missed because it was not that great a cast, a terrible script, and really, really shitty direction. I'm sorry, but
it is. It's not good.
Freaking, and there's an element of
it feels like a phoning in.
There's an element of incompetence in this movie. Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, hey, guy who's holding the boom mic, can you just fill in for me?
Yeah, there's nothing inspired
for today.
Happening. Even the James Horner score is just
a little goofy.
It's a little goofy, not that great, pretty forgettable. A little derivative of other scores of his. Yeah,
right. It's like boom mic guy, come over here, sit down, say action and cut.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go get a pack of smokes, and then like William Friedkin never came back.
Yeah,
he fucking abandoned him like a fucking trailer park dad, and or he came back 2 hours later, and the boom mic guy was like, "We're already done," and William Friedkin's like, well, "Fuck, see you guys later. I'm gonna go cash my big Paramount check."
Yeah. This movie did miss big time. How much?
$50 million to make. It didn't even make $10 million at the box office.
Yeah, that's bad. It was Gene Siskel singled it out as the worst movie he saw in 1995. Wow. I mean, I'm sure there were worse movies, but but wow, he must have really hated it.
Well, here's the thing.
I mean, I really hated it.
Well, but we had fun watching it, though. So let me just kind of drop in a few minutes of plot here. And then we can talk about...
The plot is actually very simple.
Exceptionally simple. Guy killed at the beginning of the movie is a businessman. David Caruso is a assistant district attorney who thinks he's like fucking sheriff of like fucking Cop Town.
Oh, yeah.
He's everywhere.
He's super cop. Yeah.
Right, but he's not a cop.
He's not a cop.
Right. So he shows up, and they find out this guy's, super awesome businessman guy, has all these connections, also a bunch of enemies, apparently. And he also has these little canisters of hair. Mm-hmm. Mayhaps they're pubics. Yeah. Mayhaps they're normals.
That's sort of like a thread, if you will, that doesn't really go anywhere.
No, it doesn't, because all it does is it leads David Caruso to find a Chinese symbol, he goes to ask a Chinese man who asks another Chinese man what it means.
It's an excuse to do some stupid detecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For an assistant DA.
It's like we gotta eat up about 20 minutes of detecting time in this movie.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll get to the car chase though eventually.
Yeah, we will.
Because that's the centerpiece of this movie. It's right up there with The Rage.
Oh,
in
yeah.
my book.
Well, I don't know.
No, wait. Well, we'll talk about it here in just a second. So, anyway, Chaz Palminteri is a defense lawyer who's buddies with.
Yeah, they went to college.
They went to college together, and they were buddies for all of life.
And they both had the same crush, Linda Fiorentino, and she ended up marrying Chaz Palminteri, not David Caruso.
Right, and Chaz Palminteri is doing this movie in Pasta Face. which is like the most stereotypical.
Paisan.
Hey, Paisan. He actually says that.
He does twice
in the same scene.
Yeah.
Paisan.
Paisan. It's like, we haven't Italian this roll up enough. Yeah.
Right.
And I generally like Chaz Palminteri. I really do.
Yeah, but this is bad directing.
This is bad directing, and honestly, just when a bad role in a bad movie meets a good actor. And we talked about, all right.
So anyway,
continue with the
you come to find out
plot.
That this guy had a bunch of dirt on people because he would bring people out to his beach house.
Specific type of dirt.
Yes, they were all fucking hookers, basically.
It was sexy dirt.
It was sexy dirt. One of the people happened to be the governor of California, who is Richard Crenna in this movie. And I always like good surly Richard Crenna dialogue, and he has a few lines.
He does.
I wrote one down, as a matter of fact. But anyway, so there's no implication that they're going to release this information. They just want to know who the girl was that he was screwing.
Yeah, and who fucking murdered this guy.
Right.
I mean, they're trying to solve a murder.
They're not trying to stick it to the man here.
Nope.
Which I actually am kind of glad.
And Caruso is kind of like, I don't really care. I'll go out of my way, actually. It's even implied he'll go out of his way to keep it from getting to the press, because the mayor or the governor is going to give him his endorsement as the next district attorney of San Francisco
land.
Yeah, San Francisco. Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
Anyway, we're getting into more details.
More detail than is necessary.
Yeah.
So, long story short, one of the girls is Linda Fiorentino, who is not just doing this in the past, but is still currently going to this guy's beach house and fucking rich and powerful people.
Yep. She likes it.
Right, she does. She's got a specific kink.
Yeah.
And you know what? You got a specific kink?
Go for it. She likes fucking strangers. She likes dominating powerful strangers.
Because she'll put the guy, tie the guy up and put her muff in his face and then hook him with her leg and just get in there.
She's doing heel stomping
on one dude's balls.
Yeah. So she digs.
She's got kink.
Yeah. So she's basically like this guy who gets killed at the beginning of the movie is basically her pimp, and he's setting her up on these dates at his beach house.
And then he's filming or shooting.
Right, secretly. Apparently, she doesn't know. She may or may not know, but she
doesn't care. She's getting money.
She doesn't care.
Angie Everhart was another.
And she's getting wet.
Right.
She's doing what she likes.
Yeah.
What she enjoys.
And Angie Everhart was another one of the girls who came. She was the one who the governor was fucking. And so basically, it all leads to who's doing the killing. Who killed this guy? And it's super unsatisfying because it's neither Chaz Palminteri nor Linda Fiorentino. It's just some other guys at the cops.
But it isn't, though, because it's sort of both, and it's ambiguous in a really uninteresting way. Just like, all right, the complete opposite to Basic Instinct, which is ambiguous in a way that really makes
which got me thinking of a different ending than
I mean I've actually still been thinking about that since we recorded that episode. I'm thinking, man,
you're just thinking about them titties.
But seriously, it's interesting. It's like, ooh, it could have been this way, it could have been that way. They leave it open enough and
to where you can have a little bit of consideration
enough to where you could kind of think of it in a couple different ways. But with this, it's essentially Chaz Palminteri. He killed the guy at the beginning of the movie. The mayor or the governor has sent his flunkies out, and they may or may not have
direct orders.
Yeah, they may or may not have killed some of the other people
to keep
in the
him
movie
safe.
to keep him safe. It doesn't really fucking matter because you don't really end up giving a shit.
You really think Chess
He said it at the end of the movie.
Oh,
he's
whatever.
Recorded
the fuck.
him.
Oh, that's right, because he gets out of the car, he's gonna go arrest him.
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't know.
It's stupid.
It's stupid.
But yeah, he's essentially the killer of the murderer of the murder that sets the whole movie in motion.
Right.
But you're not really sure who else he's murdered, and you never know who was in the fucking Thunderbird car.
No, I think they implied that
in
was
our
Michael
favorite
Biehn.
scene. Was it Michael Biehn?
I think it was implied.
Well, he killed a lot of people.
He did.
Yeah.
He had a license to kill.
So I do.
Wait, we're gonna
before we
get
get to that.
We're gonna get to that later.
I know. I'm not. We're not gonna talk about it yet. But I want to talk about the two Academy Awards I will give out in this movie if I'm doing the Joe Bob thing, right? I really truly believe that David Caruso put a lot into this movie.
Yes.
He's giving it, I think, everything he's got. I think he really legitimately thought this was his chance to become a big movie star.
I actually kind of liked him in this movie.
I did not think he was terrible at all.
Yeah, I kind of liked him.
And I actually really liked Michael Biehn in this movie.
Oh, as the dickhead.
Yeah, with the mustache. He's kind of chewing scenery. He's doing lots of crazy
the
stuff
old
with
guy.
his eyes, and the old guy's
The old guy is great.
Yeah. So the cop team, if you will, with David Caruso at its head as a district attorney assistant, are pretty entertaining.
Yeah, and then there's the lady from Star Trek Insurrection who Donna Murphy is her name. She was an interesting character, kind of because she was kind of busting the guy's balls a little bit.
And she's also kind of like the forensic detective, right?
I think she's the forensic detective. Yes. Yeah, because she was not the investigating the murder, but investigating the scene, if you the forensics of the murder.
But there was then that whole weird thing with the cufflink.
Well, because it was found. It was Chaz Palminteri. Oh,
right. So
fuck.
So essentially,
okay. Well, I just figured out how this story.
So essentially, the whole fucking movie is a sham because really, David Caruso knew the killer was his buddy the whole goddamn time.
I guess so.
Because he had the fucking cufflink. He's like, hold on to this for later. He tells the female detective, and she gets a little shitty about it because she's like, I know who this belongs to. And I was like, what are we playing at here? And it's just fucking stupid.
Yeah. So. Here's the thing.
It's needlessly convoluted, this movie. It could have been a 1-hour episode of CSI Miami.
Absolutely. It could have been a fairly decent Law and Order SVU.
Yep.
Here's the thing. Number one, I felt it necessary to include Linda Fiorentino in this month of Sexy September.
Sure.
Primarily because of Last Seduction, and that's the movie we should have watched.
Movie we should have watched.
We should have watched that one.
We'll get back to it.
Well, there's always next year.
There's lots. There's a 1 September every year.
Yeah.
And we'll always make it sexy.
Oh God.
Oh, there's plenty. There's lots in this well.
Oh, I know. I know. I mean, I want to look at some of the '80s ones like Body Heat.
Oh yeah.
I mean, have you seen Kathleen Turner when she was younger?
Oh yeah.
So
until she
got older.
Ooh, Kathleen Turner.
We're not here to pass judgment.
No.
So Linda Fiorentino is hot in a different kind of hot. Like 2 weeks ago with Sharon Stone, she like drips sex.
Yeah.
In Basic Instinct. Last week, I don't care what the fuck you have to say, Jane March was the kind of almost the not innocent, but fragile.
Yeah, there's
beauty.
There's a little bit of a cutesy sexiness with her, like
where she's like discovering herself,
and
and like she's discovering what she likes.
I mean, believe me, if you're gonna put her up against Fiorentino, it's totally night and day. I mean, she is so much more interesting than Fiorentino is. Interesting and sexy.
Yes, thank you.
And she does meet your sexy quotient.
Yeah. Or the quotient. Yeah.
So
so I touched upon this last week with our the sexy wardrobe quotient for a character, and this movie fails at every turn. except for one. And I said, okay, little black dress wins you points. It's basically the cover of the movie.
And there's no payoff on that, really.
No, there really isn't.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it's like, all right, I'm assuming she's not wearing anything underneath it. So again, getting back to the pretty girl in just 2 items of clothing, perfect. But we didn't see it.
And you have that moment too of like, it's so Basic Instinct where she comes to David Caruso's apartment
and was basically trying to twist him.
And you know that she's trying to twist him, that she's trying to play head games. She knows that he is still in love with her, and she straddles him and is about to get down with him.
And then he's like, "You killed her."
Yeah, he still thinks that she killed the guy, and he rebuffs her, and it's kind of like, wow, well, that's not much fun.
No,
that could have gotten sexy.
Could have gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, and then she ends up going and fucking some stranger.
Right, and he's like, he's wearing a banana hammock, very obviously, and we also see his fucking bush.
You're right. We're drinking Bush beer right now because it's sexy September.
It's sexy September in Bush,
and we're like, it's hilarious. Actually, I'm watching it, and I was like, oh, Bush, and then I realized, oh, that's a woman's shoe. Oh, that's a dude. So the only Bush we get in this movie is male Bush. So
it could.
I mean, there's something for everyone, I guess.
I guess.
In Sexy September, but it wasn't what we were expecting.
No, we were thinking, well, we did see her boobs in a shitty...
That's the other thing. All of the really quote-unquote good stuff
was on like a fucking
really
snuff
shitty,
film.
Yeah, it's in really shitty, creepy black and white snuff film.
Do you want to tell another story about a movie about snuff films?
I only have the one.
Oh, okay.
I only have the one. If I had more than one, that's problematic, probably.
Yeah, he'd be on a list somewhere.
Yeah. No, I only have the one. But it's like the most unsexy footage. So you're seeing, that's some stuff going on. But you only really get a kind of.
It's like, man, she is making sure that all he can see, taste, and smell is her fucking twat.
So a lot of this movie was sort of oversold.
It was, and I watched the trailer when you went to go take a shit or whatever to free yourself from this movie.
Yeah, I had to purge this movie.
Yeah, and the trailer is something completely and totally different. It's like it sets her up to be a bad guy when it's never made obvious that she is a bad guy.
But it's also very obvious that she is fucking Jade, right? Like the mysterious prostitute Jade that all the men want.
Yeah, they didn't make
it's
bones
super
about
obvious.
that.
And when it's revealed in the video that it looks like her, it's like, no fucking shit. It's
Jade.
It's
like it's so clearly her, and yet they have to do a freeze frame, close in. It's like, dude,
look at each other. Is it?
Is it? Oh, I guess it's her. Oh.
But then there's, oh my God, so this movie has an interrogation scene.
Yes.
Which is hilarious. It's the first time we actually laughed out loud in this movie.
Yeah, so Angie Everhart gets brought in because she's one of the hookers.
But again, it's like you've got this, we want so badly to be Basic Instinct, right? The interrogation scene, talking about sexy stuff. I want my lawyer.
And the lawyer is going to go tell you to go get fucked because you fucked the mayor or the governor. You fucked Mayor McCheese.
Mayor McCheese. But anyway,
I wish Mayor McCheese was in this movie.
Talk about Angie Everhart's interrogation scene.
Okay,
because it's amazing.
It's hilarious. So Angie Everhart is the prostitute that is fucking the governor, or who fucked the governor.
They have the picture of this,
and they figured out who it was. She had been picked up for solicitation when she was 17 or something. And then, so they're like, okay, bring her in. They chase her down. And so she's sitting in this room that looks like just like a fucking boiler room.
Yeah, it's a basement
of like the Chinatown PD.
It's right next to the cop shooting range too.
Right,
so the guy in the next room that's doing target practice.
Yeah, while she's like
in
watching.
Shitty Freddy Krueger boiler room is where they sit her down to be interrogated. I mean, you'd think that she just assassinated the president or something, right? And they've got her in like a black site or something.
Yeah, they're about to disappear her.
Right.
So
it appears that only David Caruso and
Angie Everhart
are in this room.
Because she says, I fuck you. I want my lawyer. You fucked up my face because she's got bruises all because she ran and he tackled her in like a fucking stairwell. It's like, yeah, your face is fucked up. Don't run next time.
And no shit. The way this room and shot is established is it's two people in a room. That's it.
Shot A is David Caruso, medium face shot. Shot B is a little bit closer shot of Angie Everhart.
Yep.
Because any chance you can get to be close to Angie Everhart,
I'm for it too.
For it.
And they both have the same color hair.
Right. This movie is crazy with gingers at this moment. It's a little ginger crazy.
The ginger quota through the roof.
The ginger quotient is fucking off the scale. So Angie Everhart, it's like, fuck you, I want my lawyer, fuck me. And David Caruso's like, okay, fine. I'll tell you what your lawyer's going to do. Here's a quarter, call him.
Yeah.
Which was kind of, that was a good line.
It was a good kind of moment because he's like, you've been fucking the governor, and your lawyer's not going to want anything to do with that, right?
Right. So here's a quarter. The phone's out in the hall.
Yeah. Yeah. So she kind of sees the light and
and so she sits down, and she starts immediately telling the story. So a shot on her telling the story about how. Yeah, she went and fucked the mayor or the governor.
She's saying sexy things that she's done.
Shot B, back to David Caruso. Now there's another guy standing behind him. Shot A, Angie Everhart.
I think even before that, it's like she says something sexy, and then it's insert shot of cop looking interested that is on this team that you've never seen before, or maybe you saw briefly earlier. It's like, where did he come from? Like, where the fuck did he come from? He's sitting down. You
didn't hear the door open.
Nothing.
You didn't hear him shuffle the chair around.
And then it goes back to her.
Right. And then it goes back to David Caruso. And there's another guy on the other side of him.
Like standing on the side behind
And it's like all of a sudden Angie Everhart starts talking about sexy stuff and guys start to congregate.
It's like moths to the flame. Yeah. And they just keep appearing in the room like they've teleported into this basement.
It's like, did somebody say sexy? Yeah.
I mean,
did somebody talk about butt fucking?
Yeah. Yes. Ooh. It's almost like that.
Then by the end of the scene, the room is completely full of guys. I think I was in that scene somehow.
I feel like it's a parody that writes itself.
Oh my God. Could you imagine having a shot, like play out that scene, right? And at the last shot, not only do you have the Star Wars kid with the lightsaber going on in the background, and you have like the John Travolta gif come in and like looking around.
Fiction, like looking around like confused. It's kind of like how it is. It's like people keep wandering in and they're super attentive all of a sudden.
Like everybody just wanted to hear Angie Everhart talk about sexy shit.
Yeah, like how she gets it, Yeah. Oh my God, it was killing us. And it's one of those moments in this movie where you're like, wow, William Friedkin directed this?
Yeah.
How the fuck?
There's obviously coverage shots they didn't have.
Yep.
Or they're
all inserts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
So, Angie Everhart dies.
Yes.
So let's talk about what happens next. So Angie Everhart's going to meet up with old Davy Caruso and give him some more dirt on Jade.
Yeah, what more dirt was she gonna give?
I don't know, but she gets run over by. She gets hit by a car and flies like 20 feet,
and then run over by the same car.
Over.
Yeah.
David Caruso is like
a 1992 Black Thunderbird.
Yeah, and David Caruso is like, I'm Action Man.
Yep.
Action Man, Assistant DA. I have watched so much Perry Mason in my life. Never have I seen either Hamilton Berger or the assistant DA, who I guess showed up every now and then, jump in a car and chase down a fucking suspect. But I guess in the 90s it was different.
Especially when you're David Caruso.
I guess.
Trying to be Action Man, coming off his star turn on NYPD Blue.
Yeah. Was he on there with what's the big guy? Not Michael Chiklis, the other guy. Dennis Franz.
Dennis Franz, yeah.
Were they partners?
I don't remember. All I know is that about NYPD Blue is that came on at a time when there was like all of this hysteria about the show because it was like nudity on network television.
Oh, Dennis Franz showed his ass.
And it was, and I always thought it was hilarious because every time I happened to watch it, all I saw was fucking Dennis Franz's ass. It's like, if this is what people are up in arms about, what the hell? I mean, that is not something nobody wants to see. Is Dennis Franz's ass?
Well, maybe that's what they were up in arms about.
Maybe that's what it was.
Get that off. Of TV,
it was
please.
Not the type of nudity that we wanted to see.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
But it was like the Catholic League and shit. It was like crap my mom would read, and she was like, "Oh, this NYPD Blue, this is garbage."
But let's watch every week so we can
didn't.
Take notes.
She didn't watch every week, but
but some of these people are like into stuff that they fight, but they're they're cranking off.
I wish that more actually did just watch, because maybe they would actually like some of it, even if they didn't admit it. It might change their mind at least a little bit
about male butt,
but about male butts, yeah. Like Tina from Bob's Burgers. Butts. But no, she was one of those people who would just read things that
and
people would tell her.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And then not take it any farther than that. She wouldn't do any more research. It would just be like, nope, this is bad. It's on the ban list.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Anyway, digress.
So David Caruso's like, all right, I'm going to hop in my car. I'm going to go chase down. So we know this car is a car that Linda Fiorentino herself has. Whatever. Fuck. She didn't do it, guys.
She didn't do it.
She didn't do it.
But this is a car that she has.
Yes.
That they never actually ask her to produce.
No.
They just find this other car later and assume maybe it was her car or the car that was in the car chase.
And as far as I know, they found the other car in like fucking Utah or something.
Right, because they never do anything
more
with it. It's
fucking
easy detecting. Oh, you were just driving your 92 black Thunderbird today, Linda Fiorentino?
Let's see
Would you maybe just take us to your car? In fact, did you drive it to the police station? What?
I know. I figured it out. The assistant stole that car because they said the car was reported stolen a month ago in Sacramento.
Yeah, but she drove her black Thunderbird that day.
Right, but they still should have asked her for that car. Her car would have shown up just fine. The other car was stolen to implicate her.
Right, but why didn't they just ask to see her car?
Because
we're a fucking idiot audience. This movie is
this ain't The French Connection.
Anyway,
it ain't The Exorcist either. So okay, wait, we're detracting from the fucking best part of any movie we maybe have ever watched.
I'm trying to build it up, Jeff.
It's not working. You're just getting angry, and you're not going to enjoy the retelling of the greatest moment ever. So here we go. So David Caruso hops in his car. All right, my Ford Taurus is gonna track down this Thunderbird, right? So they start chasing through the streets of San Francisco. What's in San Francisco? Bunch of hills. Each subsequent hill that the cars go over, they get more and more air.
Oh my God. It's like they've been launched by NOS. I know.
Yeah, like David Caruso is like, watch me do some sick launches. And phew, and he's like just flying up into the air.
And his car it always lands on the front.
It fucks up the front so bad.
But it never looks...
It looks like a brand new Taurus.
Yeah, it never looks like the front fender is damaged at all.
Right.
It's hilarious. But anyway.
So,
chasing
at some point in time, the Thunderbird turns down an alleyway. David Caruso, just takes that turn like Action Man.
Gonna catch you.
And it's driving right into a Chinese parade.
Yep.
For the next 45 minutes, we have this slow chase through this Chinese parade.
And it is literally a slow chase. It is creeping through.
Because there are Chinese people in the way.
There's a lot of Chinese people, a lot of floats.
All of China was in this alley. So there's like 1 billion people in this alleyway.
But the Thunderbird is trying to get out a little faster, and it's actually running people over.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, you see bloodied bodies on the ground that this Thunderbird has hit.
And now, I don't mean to start any controversy, but those people were never heard from again. I think the producers of this movie pulled some population control on Chinatown.
They killed real people in Chinatown?
Yep, with a car.
Ooh, that's some InfoWars style level shit right there.
Turning the freaking frogs gay.
Oh, damn. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah, look into that.
We'll report back. It'll be a special update.
President Obama tell us what happened to those people.
I bet you there was a like pedophile pizza ring going on too.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
Hey, Mikey Chernovich, get on that. Fucking lisping fuck nugget.
Well, while we have Buddha and Church, our research assistants, working on that.
Yeah, they're just frantically typing away with their little cat paws. Yeah.
We're looking at you right now. Get on it.
Yeah.
Get us the dirt.
So,
this car chase is still happening.
right. Oh, yeah. 3 years later, the car chase is
Yeah.
still halfway through this alley. And so, like, it's so funny because, like, yes, you're right. The bad guys, or whatever, in the Thunderbird are just, like, plowing their way through or whatever. Yeah. And, like, David Caruso's car is, like, inching forward, and he's, like, honking. And there's, like, people in angry Chinese masks, like, jumping onto the hood, like, ah!
and they're rightfully pissed because they don't know who this guy is, and the guy in front of him has been killing people.
Right, and now they can see this guy is some whitey honky from San Francisco.
Yeah, and so
guy.
they're like pounding on the windows, like
breaks
pounding
the
on
back window.
Yeah, and he's all the time like going ape shit in the car, like pounding back on the glass. Like,
yeah, it's like, get out of the way, get out of the way.
And I'm thinking to myself, this fucking guy is fired.
Well,
he is fired. I don't give a shit how connected you are. You do not drive your car through a fucking parade in Chinatown
with
in the middle of the
Chinese,
day
with a billion Chinese people
and not
in there.
Get fucking fired.
Although some of my favorite bits, also from the Chinese people, were the guys in the big long. First of all, there are certain groups of people who are just waving to the crowd like nothing's going on.
We're an extra, and this is what we've been told to do.
And yet, right behind them is Murder Machine.
Yes.
So there's also
Look
the guys.
busy, I think, is the
busy.
cue.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
it's a fun parade.
Yay! So there's the guys in the big giant dragon thing. And there are times where it looks like the dragon's trying to actually talk and tell the car to stop and turn around. You know, because it looks at the cars and it's like... Bah, 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 bah.
And there's people in masks, too.
Yeah,
like angry masks and happy masks. And they're like, ooh, looking at...
But nothing beats. So the Firebird gets out a little bit ahead by going up onto the sidewalk. Good move, right?
Good move.
Except there are big giant statues on the sidewalk, one of which is the laughing Buddha.
And it's a big, huge golden laughing Buddha.
And the camera from inside the car is looking straight at the laughing Buddha as it starts like falling onto the hood and like rolling off and getting run over. And it just looks so fun.
It's super goofy. Like, I'm thinking in my head, hit me.
Hey, kids, I'm dead.
I'm the Buddha. And it's just ridiculous. And it's supposed to be, I imagine, that this is supposed to be a really tense scene with action and suspense, and all I can do is just laugh.
Oh my god,
ass
we were
off.
like laughing, we were like crying laughing.
And then I cry for real when I remember again that this
you're
is
watching
directed by William Friedkin.
Yeah.
Yes. Where I almost start to think, even though he says he's so proud of this movie, apparently, that maybe these are things that he was doing subversively because he didn't give a shit, but he was saying those things to sell the movie.
He's cashing that check. He's cashing that check. I don't know, man.
I want some straight truth from William Friedkin on Jade, for real.
Call us up.
Yes.
Numbers below in
William
the video.
Friedkin, will you come on Film Seizure and set the record straight on Jade? We don't want to talk about anything else.
We especially want to talk about that car chase.
We want the car chase. We want all the dirt. Every
we want to know exactly how many Chinamen you killed.
we may not be able to get Friedkin, but I wonder if we could get Mr. Caruso to come.
No, he's got that CSI Miami money. He doesn't need. He's
What's
like,
he
fuck
doing?
off.
Is he like CSI Miami-ing his life? Is he like?
I don't know. Is that show even still on?
I don't know. No, it's not.
There's exactly 3 things I watch on CBS.
He had to have made at the end of that probably $1 million an episode.
Probably.
But that's David Caruso. I mean, he this movie bombed. He, I think, maybe was in a couple TV shows that didn't really do anything. And then CSI Miami was fucking huge hit for him.
Look it up. I think he was also in Kiss of Death.
Oh my God, he was. But that I think was
Nick
before.
Cage?
I think that was before this.
It came out.
Oh, it came after. No, it came out that same year.
6 months.
Same year. Oh my God, he got. Holy shit, David David Caruso was nominated for best or worst actor, Golden Raspberry, worst actor for both of these movies, Kiss of Death and Jade. I remember Kiss of Death being better than that, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it's got Nick Cage and Ving Rhames in it.
I know what I was getting confused with, I think, is King of New York, the Abel Ferrara flick with Lawrence Fishburne and Christopher Walken. That's a good flick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot he's in First Blood. He's the deputy, David Caruso, in First Blood. Hey, there's your Richard Crenna connection. That's pretty interesting, maybe, kind of, sort of.
Also, I hate it. I hate when the only time this is acceptable is when it's Jack Nicholson, because Jack Nicholson's played a character named Jack like a million times.
Oh,
it drives me nuts
David.
that these characters. It's almost like, just in case you fucking dummy, you don't know
you can't
how to
remember
read
your name when. Yeah, I hate that too.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it was probably just in the script, but I will say, and I'd forgotten about this until looking now at David Caruso's filmography, and I do think if we have any fans, they probably maybe like this movie as Session 9. Have you seen Session 9?
I have not.
It's good. It's this kind of low budget, like ghost hunter fucking movie.
You're appealing to my ghost adventures.
Yeah, it takes place. It takes place in this abandoned mental asylum.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Is he in it?
He's in it. He's the lead.
Really?
Yeah, he's like the head of this team.
I know my mom likes David Caruso.
It's good. It's a good movie. But he didn't really do any movies after that. He did. That's it. I mean, yeah. So.
Yeah, I know
he started making that CSI Miami money.
Yeah, my mom liked David Caruso. I mean, I guess
he did CSI Miami for 10 years, from 2002 to 2012. Horatio Caine. Caine. Yep. Yeah.
I might have to put some who into this episode.
Yeah, you might have to.
I might have to.
I can't even do it justice. But anyway, there's your David Caruso. And
yeah,
that scene was really funny, but
it was funny for all the wrong reasons. It was. I mean, this is something that almost started to. I mean, first of all, it's terribly long. It's too long of a scene. Like, the same amount of time in that was taken up with one chase. Basic Instinct had 2 car chases.
Yeah.
And Color of Night had 2 good car chases.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Or 1 good car chase.
And Basic Instinct did. It had 2 really good car chases.
It had 2.
Yeah.
So, just
and
because
all of those car chases were better than this car chase. Both car. Yeah, I guess this was only car chase.
This is the only one in this one.
And we're talking about the director who
made the French Connection.
Right. Arguably the greatest car chase ever put to screen. So, yeah. It's like a deconstruction or something.
It's a
deconstruction of the car chase.
It's so dense. There's so much going on.
Yeah. It's about the emotion.
It's a film about family.
Yeah. Ultimately, it's about friends. It's about college friends and what happens when power corrupts.
Yeah.
Fuck this
so
movie.
what else was funny about this movie? We had some good laughs.
We have not talked yet about what I think is the real Rosetta Stone jewel moment when they go to the beach house.
Well,
of
real
the guy
quick,
who
I
gets
want to give my good surly Richard Crenna line.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Because this one's not as good, and I don't want to come after the greatest
Yes.
moment in film history.
History.
So David Caruso goes to Richard Crenna to say, like, yo, we know you fucked a really hot redhead. Don't blame you. But we need to know more about what's going on here. Yeah. And he's basically like, okay, well, you can't let this shit get out because you sure don't want bad stuff to happen to you or whatever. Hint, hint. Nudge, nudge. I'll kill you.
Veiled threat.
Yeah. And then he also says, wouldn't it be a shame if a hairy little pussy and a thimble full of sperm ruined this great state?
Wow.
Fantastic.
So surly.
Somebody wrote that line, whether it's Joe Esterhaus or William Friedkin, but pat yourselves on the back. But that only is second.
Richard Crenna also in the same scene said, I do the fucking, I never get fucked. Ooh, that'll get you an Academy Award right there. But
this is the moment. So let me set up the scene for you.
Set it up.
Okay,
yeah.
so David Caruso goes to this beach house of the guy who's killed.
Yep.
And they're looking at, it's like the cops are showing them around. It's like, look at all this shit that we found. There's like dildos everywhere. There's like a fucking drawer full of pills. And like literally just full of pills.
And it's the same room that the governor and Angie
Everhart
were photographed in having sex.
Right. And so, like they're looking around. It's like, oh my God,
there are dildos everywhere.
I mean, like at one point,
Wilford
fat
Brimley,
Wilford Brimley.
yeah.
It's not Wilford Brimley, but the fat Wilford Brimley guy opens up the drawer where all the drugs are and just casually pushes a dildo over with his finger to pick up something.
To pick up some drugs.
It's like, I wouldn't touch that fucking dildo for all the money in the world.
Which does beg the question. All right. So
did they put it through
dildos,
the dishwasher?
Right. Do they clean them after?
You're supposed to put them in the dishwasher.
That comes.
Oh my God! Could you imagine like this little Spanish or like Mexican lady comes in and is like,
my gosh! Who's using those like dildos? Who knows? Who knows where they've been?
Well, because as Donna
orifices?
Murphy mentioned, there were butt plugs all over the place too.
Yep.
God, that place must smell like butt.
Oh my God.
And
butt and latex. Yeah.
And
butt.
cum.
And as we come to find out, as David Caruso opens the mini fridge.
It's a little mini fridge.
It's a little mini fridge.
I wonder if there's like little
room.
price tags on stuff.
And it's almost like this is the last piece of the puzzle that he needed to put all the dots together. This is what he says as he inspects the contents of the mini fridge. Cristal, Beluga, Wolfgang Puck. It's a fuck house.
So, but it's not the Cristal, it's not the Beluga, it's not the butt plugs.
It's the Wolfgang Puck. It's the last thing.
Wolfgang Puck, call us up. What's going on here, man?
And the only thing we can tell is it's like a Wolfgang Puck frozen dinner or something that's in there with Beluga, which I didn't know was caviar. Geoff enlightened me, and of course Cristal.
I mean, I have Cristal and Beluga right now in my mini fridge.
Yeah, well, don't we all?
Yeah, it's a fuck house around here.
But how in the world does a Wolfgang Puck frozen dinner how is that on the level of those other two things and be the last thing, the last sort of cylinder to click into place in David Caruso's brain that yep indeed, we've got ourselves a fuck house.
Yeah. It's a fuck house.
It's a fuck
house. And it's in a mini fridge too, which is like the lowest class of fridge. It's like
it's a shitty little mini fridge.
Right.
Again, now I'm at this point where all right, if I ever meet William Friedkin or David Caruso, I have to ask them about the car chase scene. If I ever get the opportunity to ask Wolfgang Puck one question, it will be if he's seen the movie Jade and how he feels about being associated
with
a fuck house.
It's a fuck house.
It's a fuck house.
The funny thing is that it's said so dispassionately, like, what is this? I mean, like, me or you who just walk into a place and we see a bunch of dildos hanging around, we might like, is this a fuck house? What the fuck is this?
Or when I realize it's for real fuck house, I'll be like, holy shit, Geoff, this is a fuck house.
Yeah, high five, string. Yeah, and it's like freeze frame on the high five.
But David Caruso, no, it's a fuck house.
It's a fuck house.
It's a fuck house.
It's your run of the mill fuck house.
Just a standard old fuck house.
Hot damn.
It's like checkbox, Wolfgang Puck, checkbox, fuck house. Meets it all. All criteria met. Fuck house.
I had a lot of fun watching this movie. I
guess I did have more fun watching this than Color of Night.
Yeah, Color of Night.
You're drug for so long for me.
This
15 extra steamy minutes.
This movie also had 12 extra minutes of steamy ? Minutes.
You know what I think they were? the steamy extra minutes. I think it was extra footage. I think
from the burned up tape.
From the burned up tape. I think they inserted more of that in. I think my guess is that it was unrated. They couldn't get the R rating with all of that footage in. They had to cut it down. And then they added it back in.
And then they replayed it too. And also when David Caruso's thinking about everything, of course they have to replay it just because you're a fucking dumbass audience. You fucking dummies. Remember, she's the girl that he's talking to.
I mean, the pussy worship scene alone was in the movie probably 3 times extensively.
Yeah.
So I guarantee you the MPAA was like, nope, you need to cut that down. We just need to get a sense of it. Yeah,
it's like, I'm sorry, but we don't eat pussy here in America. We just fuck it.
We can't have a woman be in a position of power and receiving pleasure. No. That can't happen in a movie in America.
And if it does happen, she better be the bad guy.
Right, yeah. Right, which is another beef I do have with the 90s erotic genre.
There's no beef here. The only beef I have is that I can't crank one out while you're here.
It seems that whenever there is a woman who is getting sexual pleasure in these movies, it's because they are possibly a murderer or deviant sexually in some way. It's kind of fucked up, and it's a recurring theme we've seen.
I don't know. I mean, that lines up with all the women I know. Maybe
they're dangerous women. They're dangerous women.
Maybe I meet the wrong type of girl. I don't know, but I don't know what you're talking about.
True. I know the women you've dated. They do all line up.
Right?
Man.
Yeah, I know.
Shit. Well, I guess you only know what you know, right?
You only know what you know.
You write what you know.
Right. Fuck houses.
Fuck houses.
I wrote this movie. Seriously, the fuck house would have been something I would have written.
I think they should have just renamed this movie The Fuck House.
Oh my God.
Then maybe that's the exploitation version, The Fuck House.
Yeah, but you know what though? It still falls well short. So I was thinking about this movie. We ran some errands after we watched the movie. So, it's been a couple of hours since we finished this movie. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what this movie reminds me of?
What?
Okay, you ever go around to like a store, just a store? It doesn't matter if you're at a Walmart or a Target or a Kroger or a Meijer.
I was walking around the PetSmart for about 15 minutes today while waiting for you to pick up Buddha.
Exactly. And, you're walking around, and it's like, you see a girl that you think is probably pretty. Probably.
Okay.
But she's just wearing like those fucking gross ass sweatpants that say pink on them.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? You see those everywhere. You probably saw one today. Or it says pink on her butt or something. And it's like 90 degrees out, which it literally is 90 degrees out today. And she's got the big, like her boyfriend's sweatshirt on or something, right?
Yeah.
And she's just walking around essentially in her pajamas.
Right.
But you think that she's probably really pretty.
Sure.
And she might be super sexy.
Yeah.
But it's got all this crap on. And just because you bought something from Victoria's Secret that's a color that is associated with your lady bits does not make it sexy. Just put on some fucking clothes is what I'm getting at.
So wait a minute. All right.
So
I'm going to call it a double standard here in a second, but yes, go ahead, finish your analogy, Jeff.
What I was going to say is this movie is kind of like that version of Basic Instinct. Basic Instinct goes out of its way to not just tell a story, but to make it interesting, make you think about it, make you to draw your attention to it, right? It's got the fucking leg crossing scene. You get to see Muff. You get to see all of the boobs. From different angles. Right?
Yeah.
It's all out there to see. It's like, this is what this is, right? It's like, take it or leave it. We're going to show it all to you, right? And yet, in comes Jade, which is the 20-year-old, probably good-looking person who can't go around the shopping center without driving one of those little motorized cars, while a poor feeble old lady can barely walk through the aisle because you got to be on a fucking cart in your pink sweatpants.
I don't know where this is going.
My point is that just because you wrap yourself up with the erotic thriller genre,
yes,
does not mean that you are erotic or a thriller.
Agreed.
So just because you buy pink stuff, the brand pink at Victoria's Secret, does not mean that shit is sexy.
I would, okay, yes, agreed. But I would also argue that if you are at Walmart wearing sweatpants and your boyfriend's sweatshirt, you're not trying to be sexy. You're not trying.
No, but I also don't go to the fucking supermarket in my pajamas.
You did go to PetSmart to pick up your cat in a tank top and cargo shorts. So
it's fucking 90 degrees outside.
All I'm saying is people fucking wear what's comfortable.
All
they
right.
wear what the hell they're going to wear.
Fair enough. But Jade is
her goal when she goes out to fucking shop at Walmart is not to be sexy for you.
Right.
It's to pick up her fucking Hot Pockets and her cat food or whatever, right?
Sure.
Come on. The better analogy.
No,
the better analogy would be if that same woman were a stripper and she came to the strip club to work and stripped on the pole in the same outfit and didn't take anything off. That is fucking Jade.
My point that I was really trying to make. All right, I let out some beefs there. All right, fine. Next time, ladies, go to the store in your sexiest dress, whatever.
Geoff just wants the quotient to always be present.
Okay, my real analogy was that just because you buy the pink brand stuff at Victoria's Secret does not equal the other stuff that you buy from Victoria's Secret. It is the pajama section. It is not the lingerie section. So if you're going to call yourself an erotic thriller and you have some scenes of sexy stuff, that does not mean that you are an erotic thriller.
Geoff is air quoting so hard right now, as you can see it. Yes.
This movie sucked.
It does. It sucks.
It sucks bad.
I'll never watch this movie again.
No, this one, no. I'd rather watch The Last Seduction.
I think we could put together a 15-minute cut of this movie that is pretty fucking entertaining.
That's just the running over of the Buddha 15 minutes?
And the weird, like, sex stuff. Yeah. Like intercut in.
Oh my God!
We could make this shot the sexy stuff into the actual car chase scene. Like every time David Caruso like flips out in his car and is pounding on it, right before that we'll insert Linda Fiorentino like having really crazy sex.
How can we make it look like that Buddha that's getting run over is having sex with Linda Fiorentino?
We can figure it out, and we could also insert. All the cop faces during the interrogation scene. So basically, what we can do is make one big car chase and insert all of the good stuff from the movie, which isn't much, into the car chase,
and have it end with David Caruso dying in the wharf by being hit,
and then declaring it's a fuck house.
It's a fuck house.
That's the perfect movie.
I think there's real good opportunity for like a student film here, where it gets like really weird.
Yeah. Oh, you could cut. I think you could cut a trailer for this movie that is really.
Whatever it takes to keep going back to that Buddha getting run over.
Right. You could, I mean, the comedy trailer would be great, right? It's very easily could you cut this movie together in
I think you're right. I think we could put in the audio of the clown from Billy Madison.
Kids, I bet you thought that I was dead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So Linda Fiorentino needed to be represented here because of The Last Seduction and because this was a monumental failure. Because this was a movie that was talked about because of David Caruso primarily. But it's like this, Last Seduction was not a mainstream movie. And this was bringing that star who I guess got a lot of weirdos to jerk off to her on home video when they could see The Last Seduction, and then here, give her this and we'll get all the weirdos to give us their money.
Boy, she's dropped off the face of the planet. So she hasn't made a movie since 2009.
No, she's probably happily married and raising kids or something.
I mean,
maybe that's what she wants to do.
She's made exactly 5 movies since Dogma, which she's dreadful in. I forgot she was in Men in Black.
Yeah.
Did she actually have any charisma in that?
I think it was mostly Will Smith like trying to like
but
hit on her.
She's not her filmography is pretty much garbage. There's not a whole lot here. She was in Gotcha and Vision Quest in the 85.
In the 80s?
85. She was in both those movies.
In the 80s?
Yeah. Yeah.
I bet she looked even better back then.
I bet she was beautiful. Yeah.
Well, they had that one picture from Oh, okay. So, of course, she got arrested for some animal protest sit-in at Berkeley.
Right.
Which was... No, it wasn't Berkeley. It was Stanford.
Yeah,
Berkeley was where Sharon Stone was at in Basic Instinct with... who's the other girl?
Oh, and After Hours. Same year. That's a good start.
What was... who's the other girl in Basic Instinct?
Oh,
yeah,
Jeannie, Janine, Jenny, or Jean Triplehorn.
Yeah,
Jean
gotcha.
Triplehorn. Yep.
So they were at Berkeley. So hey.
Oh, they could have known each other maybe.
No, one was at Stanford.
But they're sort of in the.
But yeah, they're all in that area.
They're the same geographical area.
Stanford's in Palo Alto.
Yeah.
Which is just outside of the Bay Area.
Right.
Yeah. This movie sucked.
But yeah, she also had like she was a clinical psychologist, which doesn't really. The only thing they mind that for is the fact that she keeps talking about that. What is it? That
hysterical
keeps
blindness.
Hysterical blindness. Oh God, it's
and
so
like
stupid.
Being disassociated from something you couldn't control
so
yourself.
They're trying to set it up that she's got like a multiple personality disorder or hysterical blindness of some sort. It's fucking stupid. This movie's dumb. Just do not waste your time. Yep. What's your butt saying right there?
He pooped a little bit.
Pooped this movie. Poop it out.
Yep.
Like lots of poop emojis for this movie.
All the poop
All
emojis.
The poop emojis. All right.
So anyway, let's wrap up here. I mean, this was not. You think it's worse than Color of Night? I think that what it has going for it is. It's a lot more fun to watch, and it's a lot shorter.
But I think Color of Night has a more interesting angle on the erotic thriller.
It is more... Well, here's the other thing is...
Jade is incredibly derivative of almost every fucking black male thriller you've ever seen.
Yes, and Color of Night is interesting in its really incomprehensible plot and script.
Yeah.
Where it's obvious nobody knew anything about psychiatry.
Right. Yeah.
Or crazy or gender or whatever.
Which I will also maintain that if somebody who wrote the script who did understand those things, it could have been a really good movie.
Yeah, which is...
The kernel of the idea, I think, was strong. It was just poorly executed. This
was almost like your run-of-the-mill Lifetime movie with more nudity.
Yeah. With a dangerous sex angle.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Some fertility masks and some butt fucking.
Yep.
Butt fucking.
I don't take it that way, Jeff.
Oh, dang.
Angie Featherstone tells us.
Featherstone?
What the hell? What's her name?
Everhart.
Featherstone, Etherhart, whatever.
Whatever. Angie Everhart. You know what? She doesn't take it that way. I wouldn't give her that. No. I'd give it to you however you want, Angie Everhart. You're still pretty. Call me.
Where's Angie Everhart these days?
I don't know. Not here. That's the problem.
That is the problem.
That is a problem.
She's not at the Walmart when you go shopping, apparently.
No, but she could wear her pink.
Oh, so she can.
Pants. Yeah.
All right.
Well, I take more offense to the people who have to use those little fucking motorized carts.
Well, they're the worst.
They literally are.
Yeah.
They literally are. You are literally the worst. You are worse than Hitler.
Also, the people who think that they are going to use the self-checkout lane and are terribly inefficient and take fucking forever.
Right?
And you're stuck behind them.
I got shit on for that.
Dude.
Do you remember when I posted about that on Facebook? And people were like, well, blah, 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 blah. It's the only way to do it. Blah, blah. I don't want to talk to the cashier. Well, you know what? The cashier, I don't begin a conversation with them. They tend to be pretty fucking efficient. But you also know who isn't efficient. The person who has a family of four's worth of monthly groceries in their fucking cart.
Yeah.
and only have one bag to put everything in.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Get a cashier. They're gonna do it much faster than you are.
Yeah. Yes.
But if you're efficient and you've got a system and you can prove to me that you can get that shit done quick, by all means, prove me wrong. But
I want to be that old man
honestly,
at the table. Prove me
but
wrong.
honestly, fuck you if you take
off.
forever.
Yeah.
If you have to call someone over or some bullshit, you got to wait for someone.
If you're going to buy alcohol in the self-checkout lane,
you.
It better be 2 p.m. in the afternoon.
It better be
or you get in the fucking checkout lane.
Or like the express self-checkout where there's lots of them and there isn't a line, right?
Right, but that's what I'm saying. 2 o'clock.
Right.
2 o'clock in the afternoon. Do that.
Definitely don't go through the one where you put it down the conveyor belt. Fuck you.
Oh, the Meyer ones?
Yeah. I use those because I'm fucking fast and I'm efficient and I get that shit done. But if I have alcohol and it's a little bit busy, I'll wait. Because I might want to fuck everybody else up and wait 10 minutes for me to flag somebody down. Yeah, it's bullshit.
So, welcome back to Checkout Talk with Geoff and Jason. We're going to talk about things that irritate us at the grocery store.
You never know what you're going to get at Film Seizure. You really don't.
You might get some doofus asshole talking about don't wear your pajamas to the fucking store.
You might, yeah. From a guy who wears his cat surfboarding tank top shirt, which is a cool shirt. It's just not a shirt you really come at with any judgment.
Oh, fuck off. Fuck off.
I love you, Geoff.
I didn't buy this thinking just because I bought this at a place that sold sexy stuff that I am now, I'm a shopper of Victoria's Secret.
But I still think that you're selling that person short a little bit because I don't think they're necessarily thinking, "Oh, I look sexy." In
They are for my entertainment and pleasure.
Where it's really funny is where you can tell they're trying to be sexy, but they're wearing just.
Oh, they're wearing those fucking gross ass Adidas like shower shoes with like their mismatched colored socks. I see that shit a lot too.
Where the hell do you shop? I don't see that shit.
It's Beach Grove. Pick a spot. Pick a spot. Don't worry, Jake. It's Beach Grove.
Oh, you're right.
All right. Well, with that, this movie sucks.
Next week
we got a good one.
We're
though.
excited about this one.
Yes.
Super hopeful on this one.
Next week is Exotica.
This one might actually be a little like weird beard artsy fartsy.
Yeah, you might be because this is kind of a weird beard artsy fartsy movie.
Adam
it's got
Agoyan, I think.
Adam Agoyan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty famous auteur.
Yes, and it is a movie that we'll talk about it next week. But from my time at the video store before you came along, I vividly remember hearing this trailer and watching the preview constantly because it is an enticing. The cover is an enticing cover.
It is.
So it's good stuff. This is a good way to close out Sexy September, I believe.
I hope so.
It's a good old guy going to a strip club movie.
We'll let you know next Wednesday what we think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Catch us.
Should we say it's Exotica? Or do we say
I already said
okay,
that.
never mind.
It's Exotica.
It's Exotica.
It's Exotica.
Angie Featherstone is not in this movie.
No, is that even a real person?
I don't know. There's a Featherstone actress.
Heather Featherstone.
That's who. Yep. Heather Featherstone. That's a good name.
Yeah, she was in. Was she?
I don't know.
She was one of the found footage chicks. Anyway.
Yeah. I
want to say Blair Witch. Yeah.
Blair
Okay.
Witch.
Blair Witch Project's good stuff. I still like watching that movie.
I was talking about that with my Lyft driver the other night when we were talking about
Really?
it. Yeah.
You gotta have to tell me more about that because I got a little bit of scoop on that. I want to know more. You can always catch new episodes, filmseizure.com, every Wednesday. And connect with us on the social medias.
Yeah, the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, all of them are at Film Seizure.
Yep. We still have a Tumblr.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
Do we post porn on that Tumblr? Because I feel like that's the only thing that Tumblr is for.
No, that's not entirely true. I know a bunch of SJW cucks like to go on Tumblr too and talk about shit. But I go there for porn.
Well, we have a Tumblr.
Yeah, we do have a Tumblr. I post dick pics daily.
Ooh,
Yeah.
don't go to our Tumblr.
Or do if you're into that.
There's going to be at least one person.
There's going to be that one weirdo who's
Yep.
like, comes and then comments on.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
If we ever get to the point where we do like a con or something where we have a booth, that guy will show up.
That guy will show up, and it's like,
Because it will be a guy.
it will be, and he's gonna be like sweaty and gross.
Yeah. And we're like, I follow your Tumblr.
I like your Tumblr. I check in every Friday.
Every Friday. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Anyway,
how
if you want to
reach
see
us.
pictures of holding, check out our Tumblr.
God.
So anyway, I'm Geoff Arbuckle.
I'm Jason Oliver, and you have been listening to Sexy Film Seizure.